Hi everyone, welcome to Gricklish Outdoors. Today we're going to be camping in the little woodland, but things have changed. A few weeks ago, myself and a few other members of the family came down to the little woodland area to do some clearing. A lot of the trees had either died or were damaged or were too thick and were strangling the rest of the trees in here. So we had a bit of a clear out. Since that clear out, I've also been making a few things in the woodland. Anyway, let's take a look. So the entrance has been opened up to make it easier to get in and out of. And yeah, it's really been thinned out. A lot of the trees have been taken down that needed to be taken down. Also been gifted a few bits of furniture in case anyone else comes down. This part here has been really thinned out too, as the trees were not doing too well. This one straight ahead will have to come down eventually too, as I believe it's dead. I am waiting for a little bit longer into spring just to see if there's any life left in it, but I think that one might have to come down too. Throughout this little woodland there are these huge boulders scattered all around. I think I might have to do a video involving one of these at some point. As you can see, it's much more open in here now, and the plan is to plant a few new trees to replace some of the ones that have died. One of the main things I've been doing this last week or so is building with some old pallet wood. First thing I did was make this little wood store, so the ones under the cover are dry and ready to use, and the ones on the uncovered part need a little bit of maturing. And there's lots more wood I need to process too. Some of that I will be doing today. So I'm going to be sleeping here tonight, not in a tent, not under a tarp, and not open like I did for the Sub-Zero camp. I made myself a little bedroom. So this is the bed I had before. I've raised that up onto blocks so it's a little bit higher off the ground. That makes it more comfortable to sit on. I put some walls, a little roof, and I covered it in this. I have got an old tarp which I'm going to put along the length of this later on, just to make sure it is waterproof. So this is what it's like inside. It's a little bit of shelter. Some of the plastic does come over the back. There's a little bit more of a windbreak. I obviously made the roof on a slant so it will shed any water. But yeah, that is home. I'm quite happy with it. But this is a place I want to continue to develop. Like I made this shelter, eventually I want to make more of those so I can have my wife and kids come and camp here with me too. And when that happens, the fireplace will move from there to here. I'll have a circular fireplace there, and then the other beds along the side, and have this as a bit of a recreational area. I also intend to plant more trees out there on the open part of the field. Yes, that was meant to be a chestnut orchard, but a lot of the chestnut trees unfortunately did not make it. So I plan to plant a lot of different types of trees there, not just a singular species, maybe a couple of apple trees, maybe some cypress trees, and have a nice mixed woodland there. So that's what I intend to do, and hopefully then that will be a nice place for my kids and eventually their kids and their kids to have some fun in over the many years to come. Today's going to be quite a busy day. I've got a lot of wood to prep, I've got some nice food to make, and I've also got a couple of other little bits and pieces I want to do around here. Anyway, let's get cracking. First thing to do is improve the quality of that roof waterproofing by using this tarp. I actually used this tarp when I tried to camp in the back of the pickup truck, and where one of the eyelets are, it did rip. But the rest of it is completely fine. But it should be a nice bit of extra waterproofing and hopefully give it a little bit of camouflage from anyone going on this back road. So there's our extra tarp on top there. Hopefully that'll prevent any rain from coming through when there's any rain in the future. And because of the camouflage, it does help it blend in a little bit too. So it's quite nice in here. Definitely a shelter from the wind. Makes you feel a little bit more secure as well. I like it. Just need to make another 3 of these, and then I'll bring the family down. One thing I did do is make the roof a little bit too low, because I can't sit directly under the roof without squishing down. I have to kind of come out. It's still comfortable on the edge of the bed, but maybe I should have raised it by 2 or 3 inches more. You can probably hear the chainsaw in the background. There's a guy a few fields down chopping a few trees up, so I apologise for the noise in the background. Whew, it's hot today, much hotter than I thought it was going to be. The sun is super bright, and I haven't brought any suntan lotion. I haven't brought a shaded summer hat, so I'm having a bit of a break from the sun, as it is getting quite intense, especially when I've been sawing up loads of wood. Jesus, I think he's getting closer. Maybe it's the Texas Chainsaw Massacre guy. What's he called? Leatherface. Anyway, time for some water. I hope you guys are okay. I had a week with the family in England, seeing my relatives and very briefly seeing one of my best friends. And yeah, it was really nice to be back. It was really nice to show the kids where I'm from, where I grew up, show them the sights everywhere. So that was really, really nice. Expensive though, very expensive. So I finished my wood prep, done a few jobs, filmed a couple other videos for the channel, and now it is time for lunch. And I have this nice sirloin steak. So first up, let's make a fire. So whilst we're waiting for some coals to form, let's get on and prep the food. So I've got some tomato and peppers. Let's cut these up first. So I'm going to add some salt with paprika in it. Some dried basil. to the veggies. We'll add some water. And then we add just a little bit of penne. And finally, a little bit of sriracha. So while I'm waiting for the food to cook, I'm going to have a beer. Tsingtao. This is a Chinese beer. Right, cheers everybody. That's really nice. It's nice and cold. I had it in my little cool box and it's very refreshing. Anyway, I hope you're all well. Raising a drink to you guys. Thanks ever so much for tuning in and for subscribing and supporting the channel. It really means a lot to me. Doing this is really, really good for my mental health. Being out here, being with nature, making things, cooking things, destroying things. It's all really good for me. And I hope you get a little bit of enjoyment out of it too. So I'm starving. Let's give this a try. Wow, that is delicious. Sweet and spicy. The peppers are nice and tender. The pasta's good. I really needed this. A few minutes ago, I accidentally knocked my beer over and lost half of it. So I really needed something to go right. And that is great. Right, let's try this steak. That is so tasty. So much flavour. Delicious. You want to try? Time for another little cheeky drink. This time a cherry cider. Cheers everyone. Wow, that's amazing. That is basically alcoholic cherryade. Delicious. I don't know what's going on today. Normally I'm absolutely alone here. And today there's people streaming. There's a tractor behind me now in the field just beyond. Anyway, what is your favourite food to cook when you're camping? Let me know in the comment section below. So purely for the camps when I come and stay here in the woodland, I bought this cheap foam pad off AliExpress. It was only a tenner, so that will do as a kind of a base for the bed. And then on top of that, tonight at least, I have my Climate Static V air mat. I also brought my Miltech bivy bag and a sleeping bag which goes down to about 5 degrees C, and it's not going to be that cold tonight, so it should be nice and toasty. I made the bed just the right size. As you can see here, the mat goes on there perfect with a little gap at the edge. So it should be really comfortable in here tonight. So I finished all the wood prep, save doing it another day. Right, time for a drink. A iced tea with ginger and lemon. Cheers. That's really nice. It's not cold, but it's very nice. Over the years, my desire to be outside has slightly changed. I love coming outside as much as I ever did, but staying out at night time, it's not that I'm concerned about staying out, it's just that I'm drawn to be home with the family. I miss them, especially as I've got young kids. They're so great to be around, and I feel like I'm missing out, to be honest, if I'm not there. But we are staying out tonight, that is for sure. I do need to reconnect and have a good night out in the wilderness, I think. So this is my Milltek bivvy. So now all I need to do is get out my sleeping bag. I'm using a synthetic sleeping bag tonight, as in the bivvy bag sometimes moisture builds up, and of course if I've got a down sleeping bag, if it gets wet it is pretty useless. The one I've got I used to use a couple of years ago in fact, and it is really good. So I should be nice and snug in there tonight. The temperature is dropping a little bit now. I can feel it's getting a little bit chilly. I don't plan on having a fire tonight. I think I breathe in enough smoke this lunchtime cooking lunch, but I have got my alcohol stove, and so I will make something to eat in a little while. For now I'm just going to chill out in the little shelter. I'll bring you back in a bit. Right, as you can see, it's getting a little bit darker now. I put my little inflatable light up, and I'm about to make something to eat. For dinner I have a couple of these wheat and corn tortillas, and with that I'm having something very simple, which is just this tuna salad. Looks pretty good. A Russian black tea. Pretty good. I'm trying not to get any tuna fish juice on my bivvy bag. I don't want to attract every animal in the neighbourhood. But that's actually pretty tasty. Now for a nice warm cup of tea. Oh, that's hot, but nice. I actually brought my little hip flask with me, so I might add just a little drop of whiskey to my tea. Cheers. Ah, that's good. There's a channel I recommend. It's called Kimber Bushcraft, and Tom, whose channel it is, nice guy based in Denmark, and he always makes his coffee, as he says, and just as he's made his coffee he's got a little hip flask with a little bit of whiskey in it, and he puts it in, and every time he puts it in he gives a little wink to the camera. It's just really funny, really sweet. Yeah, check his channel out. Right, it's getting a little bit chilly now, so I'm going to get my sleeping bag out of my rucksack and put it in the bivvy. Right, at the moment it is 7:45, but it is pitch black now, as you can see. You think now as it's dark things start winding down, but actually in nature a different set of animals start becoming active. So yeah, it's just it's quite nice though to be out. The sky is very, very clear. The moon is directly above me, in fact. But yeah, I'm looking forward to a peaceful night. So I think what I'm going to do is, as I'm actually exhausted from a full day's work around here, then I'm going to get my bivvy bag in my sleeping bag and watch a movie. And probably try and get an early night, to be honest. Anyway, I will bring you back first thing in the morning, unless anything crazy happens, of course. Good night for now. Well, I've been asleep about an hour and turned over, and a massive crunch. The bed's broken. See there, the bed has just broken away from its mooring, so to speak, and this side will be next, so the bed is about to snap into two pieces. It has been made for about 1.5 to 2 years, I think now, and it's been outside for quite a while, and I think the screws and nails have had their day. Morning everybody, it's just after 9. I've been busy tidying up in camp. Now I'm back at the pickup and I'm ready to go home. Apart from the bed breaking early on in the night, then it was a pretty uneventful night. I was nice and toasty in my sleeping bag, and I'm going to look forward to many more camps in the little woodland. One thing I need to do next time, of course, is to reinforce that bed. Before I brought it down to the little woodland, it was stood up in the old hut at the top of the field, and yeah, it's seen its better days, I think, so it needs a good lot of reinforcement to keep it going. Anyway, thanks very much for watching. If you haven't already subscribed, please consider doing so today. It'd really help the channel out. But for now, take care, much love, see you next time.